But did you know that January wasn't always the start of the new year? Originally, the new year started in spring, which is in March. And right on the surface, doesn't that kind of make a little bit more sense? Because spring is the beginning of new growth and of new life in nature. Babies are born, and this is when the farmers plant their crops. So why shouldn't this be the start of a new year? And I wish I could say that I saw that obvious sign, but I missed it. However, the way I did discover the origins was through words and numbers. And at some point in my life, the months October and December really got me curious, because the Oc in October represents Octa, and Octa means 8. And the Des in December represents Deca, and Deca means 10. So my curiosity piqued, and down another rabbit hole I go. And what made this more curious was that the Oc in October was 8, and the Deca in December was being 10. Well, those line up perfectly. And then if you count backwards, then March becomes the first month, which, interestingly enough, March is the month of the spring equinox, where all the new cycles begin. So, as I dove deeper, I did find this was historically true. This all happened in 46 BC. And the other part that really never sat well with me was there's no astrological significance to January 1st. Whether when you look back at all the other ancient holidays and the origin of holidays, they normally have astrological significance. So, this is what happened. Julius Caesar, in order to honor the Roman god Janus, who was a two-faced god who looked both forward and backwards and represents new beginnings, he changed the old calendar that was based on moon cycles to this new calendar that's based on sun cycles. And he altered it, and this now became known as the Julian calendar. January and February weren't even original months. Before the Roman calendar was created, we did a Roman calendar by a guy named Romulus, but it only had 10 months. And then it had this like dead period with no name where they just waited for the spring equinox to start. So like we said, January was for Janus, and then February was for the goddess Febris. Pretty wild stuff, huh?